let's talk a bit about differentiation. I'm not going to talk about the theory behind differentiation and all that kind of complicated things, etc. I'm just really going to talk about how do you actually go around doing differentiation. And if all you really want to do is differentiate, it's not really that difficult. Say for example, you have y equals to this 5x to the power 4 plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 7. And if you want to differentiate it, what you're going to do is you write differentiate y with respect to x, or we just call dy dx. The step to do is really quite simple. You see this power here? This power, bring it down to the front. When I mean bring it down to the front, I mean put the 4 here like that. Of course, there is no need to touch the 5. The 5 is just a coefficient, meaning, well, just leave it there, okay? You don't have to worry about the number. You really just need to worry about those with x. So once again, the power of x is 4. You bring it down to the front here. You write the same power again. This time the power, you reduce it by 1. Just now it was 4. Now it will be 3. Okay? Now let's do the same thing for the next one. Plus 3. Don't worry about the number, just leave the 3 there. This is x squared. Right? If I bring the 2 down, I write x. This time the power, I got to reduce it by 1. So it becomes x to the power of 1. Do the next one. Minus 4. This was x to the power of 1. Now there's a particular shortcut here. If it's just x to the power of 1, just forget it. X disappears. Okay, it's gone. So just minus 4. The answer here is actually 1, but forget it. If it's just 1, just make it disappear. Okay, and this one is even better. If it is just minus a number without any x, after you differentiate it, it's gone. Just forget about it. It's just 0. Okay, so this is what you have. The next step you got to do is open up all the brackets. This one becomes 20 x to the power 3 plus 6 x to the power 1 minus 4. That's it. This is your answer when you differentiate this equation y. Let's do another example. This time round we have s equals to 5 square root t plus 3 over t to the power 2. Now you don't see the powers of t. By the way, we are differentiating with respect to t. Okay, so we want to differentiate s with respect to t. Now, how do you know what alphabet to differentiate with respect to? You take a look at what's the alphabet over here. Okay, so this is t. Usually we differentiate with respect to t. The other thing is the question will normally tell you differentiate with respect to whichever alphabet. Yeah. So before we can start differentiating, it's easier to write this in a different form. I don't want to see the square root. It's quite complicated. I actually want to see the power. Square root is actually t to the power half. This one is 3, and I want to write t, the power in an easier way to see is actually t to the power of minus 2. You need to be able to know that square root is actually to the power half, and something at the bottom of a denominator, for example, over t to the power 2 is t to the power of minus 2. Yes. So this one here and this one here does require a little bit of prior knowledge. You need to have known this beforehand. If you don't remember this or you're not quite sure, just look through your basic algebra and have a rethink again, okay, and just study that. So from here, how do we differentiate this? There's number 5. Don't do anything to it, just leave it there. The power is half. Step 1, bring the power down. Okay. Step 2, write the alphabet, no change. Now step number 3, you gotta reduce this power by 1. It's half. So half minus 1, what would that give you? That would give you minus half. Okay, so we'll write this as minus half. Next one here, let's continue. Plus 3. Minus 2, I'm going to bring down. Becomes minus 2 here. Right, t. Reduce this power by 1. Minus 2, I reduce it by 1. I get minus 3. Take note, it's not minus 1 if you reduce by 1, because minus 2 is negative. I become even more negative, becomes minus 3. Okay? So let's simplify this. I get 5 over 2 t to the power of minus half plus, this is minus 6 t to the power of minus 3. There's more to do here. You can't leave your answer like that. So this is t to the power of minus half, which means that this can go into the denominator. So it's 5 over 2 t to the power of half. This is minus 6 over t to the power of 3, because you can see that both of them have a negative power, as you can see here. There's a negative here and there's a negative here. So if a negative power, you bring it down to the bottom of the denominator like this. So this is your final answer.